Hey everyone, this is Fabio and welcome back. And today I've decided to make a sort of a report of what I've been playing recently since the last game discussion video that I made that was quite some weeks ago now because I haven't got time to finish anything even though I'm almost finished a game. Um, it's just to see how I've been doing as a gamer, to discuss some of the games that I've been playing recently, and yeah, I think it could be interesting. And after I beat Fate Extra, it's the last game that I finished on the PSP. Um, I started to play a couple of games, a bit more than usual because sometimes I just limit myself to one game at a time so I can focus on that, finish it, and move to the next one. But in this way, of course, I'm not playing a lot. I'm just playing one game at a time, and also because my gaming time it's quite limited, I'm very slow at finishing games. Also, I don't do sessions of hours and hours. I mainly play 1 hour here in the morning, a couple of hours evening, night. So I'm pretty slow these days playing games, but I'm not complaining. I have other things to do naturally. But um, I've been focusing mainly on my PSP, on the Game Boy Advance. I've been kind of ignoring the DS recently, but I've ordered a game and I'm waiting for it since it's quite late now, like at least 1 week late. And so I've been playing a lot of Game Boy Advance games for a change, and especially, of course, since I've bought a Vita, a PS Vita, and I'm really, really happy with it. I've been playing a lot of that. That's, of course, the focus of most of my attention. But let's go in some sort of order, and let's start with the PSP. And the game I've been playing now, it's the main PSP game, even though I've been playing mainly two after Fate Extra. The game I've been playing, and I don't know how far into it I am, but I've been loving it. And the game is Jeanne d'Arc. I bought this game a couple of months ago, I think. I don't remember. Um, but anyways, and this is a fantastic strategy RPG for the PSP. I've heard many things about it on YouTube and podcasts, and even on a forum. Someone said that this is the best strategy RPG that the PSP has to offer. I haven't played many on the system, but so far I can tell that it's fantastic. I'm loving it. I love the idea of this combination between history. Tennis racket fell down. That was weird. This combination between history and fantasy. I love that. And playing this game made me think about the endless possibility that this can actually have in gaming. I mean, history and fantasy. There are so many games that might be developed from all the ages of humanity, like other wars, other heroes of the human history. And it would be so great to have more games like Jeanne d'Arc on whatever system. But since that's my main uh, everyday attention, like Roman history could be massive in terms of fantasy plus history. But let's just not um, lost our track here. I mean, I love everything about Jeanne d'Arc so far. The combat system is fantastic. It's really easy to play, and I love it. I don't like overcomplicated games sometimes. And strategy RPG, Jeanne d'Arc, it's not my first in by a long shot, because I believe that the first strategy RPG that I've played was it was not tactics. Like it was for a lot of people. I don't remember before the PS1, maybe, maybe not. I really don't remember. Syndicate was a sort of strategy RPG, maybe? Not sure. But for sure, the one that I remember was on the PS1 was Front Mission 3. That was a that was a strategy RPG, and it was fantastic. I still remember that game, and it was really a cool game. I never played Tactics actually because it was never released in Europe. So I can probably play it on the PSP, the War of the Lions, but I heard that the load time are terrible. Um, so I'm waiting on that. I could play. on the Game Boy Advance, Tactics Advance, because I heard that there is like a snowball barrel at the beginning. That's really interesting. I heard it's worth playing the game just for that. But I mean, if you like tactics, tactical RPGs, this is a must. It's fantastic. I mean, um, the gameplay, the story is really good. The graphics, I love this anime version of real characters, plus the fantasy element. It's really, really a phenomenal game. I will do a full game discussion when I finish it. But as I said, I've no idea where I'm at, in terms of like into the story. Um, Following the story of Jeanne d'Arc, from what I remember, I am at Rennes, so that's pretty far, I believe, because after that, I think it is mainly the Battle of Paris and the fall of Jeanne d'Arc, basically, before she was captured by the um, uh, not by the English, the others, I think the Burgundies. I don't remember the name now, but by the Duchy of Burgundy, and burned in Rouen. Still remember all the story, but I can wait because there was a sort of moment that I really didn't expect in the story. I'm very interested to see how the story will develop from there, because it was really cool and unexpected. Great game. Highly, highly recommend Jeanne d'Arc. If you haven't played it, check this out. I really recommend this. Next, since Jeanne d'Arc has been the main focus on my PSP action, this game had some action, but not as much as I wanted. Also because there are conditions to play this, and that is Silent Hill Origins. Um, what is my story with Silent Hill? Basically, I haven't played any Silent Hill game, with some exceptions, and the only time that I played a game of the series was in middle school, I think, when I played the first one. I think it was like first or second year, maybe second year of middle school. I don't remember when the game was released, but second or third year of middle school, probably. Something like that, so a lot of years ago. And there was this good friend of mine. We went to the same place in the mountains, and when we went there, we met every day, and we play games every day. It was fantastic. And one day I was at this place, like usual, and he had the game, and I heard a lot about Silent Hill. At the time, I was becoming hardcore fan of the survival horror games, thanks to Resident Evil mainly. But I read about it on PlayStation magazines. So I was very curious about Silent Hill because I heard it was kind of different. It was really scary compared to Resident Evil, because Resident Evil games are not scary at all. Resident Evil 1, sometime, really, on really seldom occasions, not scare me, but I felt some sort of claustrophobia inside that house with this haunting atmosphere, the music and everything. But Resident Evil 2 and 3 are not scary at all. So I was pretty interesting in Silent Hill. Because as well, Dino Crisis, which it's a favorite of mine, again, it's not very scary because dinosaurs in video games are not scary. Even though it has its moments, I have to say, some moments are really creepy, mainly because of the music and the atmosphere. But back to Silent Hill. Basically, this friend of mine had a lot of games, really a lot more than me. And I was like, hey, come on, I want to try this game. I heard it's really cool. And he was like, yeah, yeah, it's not bad, it's not bad. But it's a one-player game. He was one of those guys who always want to play two-player games, so both of us could play. Nothing against that, of course. But sometimes I don't mind also watching a friend playing a game, for example. If it's a one-player game, it's not a problem. I will play later. We can exchange a controller, the usual stuff. He didn't like that very much, so after a while, I was insisting, like, come on, I want to try it. We can play together, even though it's not a two-player game. And after a while, I said, okay, okay, let's try Silent Hill. So we played for like 10 minutes or something. I was running around Silent Hill. I was like, oh, this is kind of creepy with all the fog and everything. But after like 15 minutes, I said, oh, come on, let's do something two players, because I don't want to watch this or something. I say, okay. So that's my experience with Silent Hill. I haven't touched a Silent Hill game since. Also because uh, the sequels were on the PlayStation 2 and later on the Xbox, but I didn't know about that. Because I had the Xbox, I skipped the PS2 because I wanted to play Halo, basically. But I didn't know that the Silent Hill games were on the Xbox, and also because I felt like I missed the first game. I would like to play that before playing 2, 3, The Room, and all the others. Is it necessary? I have no idea. Should I play the first one before the second and the third one and the others? Should I play them in order? But then, since my only consoles here are portable ones, I saw that Silent Hill Origins it's on the PSP. So I said, oh, screw that, let's try Origins. It's the first one in the timeline, technically, for what I know. I'm really ignorant in terms of Silent Hill. But I was also interested in the idea of playing a survival horror on a handheld system. I never did that. I never played anything like this on the DS, for example. So I tried on late evening with the headphones. All the lights were turned off. I stick Silent Hill Origins, and yeah, it's not scary. I mean, but we'll see. It's really trying to bothers you with like disturbing atmosphere and setting and everything. We'll see when I'll make a full discussion on this, but so far I don't think it's scary, but it's more disturbing in a way. Even though these kind of things, I don't know. I'm weird with horror games and horror movies, but so far I liked it. I mean, it's a very interesting idea, concept for a PSP game, and for a handheld game especially, because I have no experience with survival horrors on PSP, um, or others like the DS or Game Boy Advance. So because I heard, like, I was mainly focused on Resident Evil, and I heard that there are a few portable ones like Resident Evil Gaiden, I think, but I heard they're terrible, so I always skip them, focusing on other games. But then I said, oh, let's try Silent Hill. I'm always being very curious about it, and never ever, because of that weird situation with my friend, try seriously try the series. Even though I heard so many good things about it, I know that Silent Hill 2 is supposed to be one of the greatest survival horror games of all time, especially for the story. But we'll see, we'll see. I'm very curious about it. I've played like a couple of hours, not much, because after that, Jeanne d'Arc and especially the next game really, in the Vita, I meant, in the Vita, really sucks all my gaming time. So I will go back on Origins because so far I liked it. I'm running around Silent Hill again. I'm always running around in Silent Hill. That's my destiny in these games. I'm fated to go around Silent Hill like without a goal, just endlessly. This foggy town with all these like holes in the middle of the street. But so far it's kind of a cool game. I really just need to play more because I barely touched it. Then, as I said, I've been playing a lot of Game Boy Advance, which it's kind of surprised because recently I've been ignoring it for a while because of the PSP, basically, and then the Vita. But watching a series of videos, making some comments on Facebook or YouTube, I started to play again the Breath of Fire games on the Game Boy Advance. Breath of Fire, it's my favorite RPG series, so I'll never be tired of playing those games. And Breath of Fire 1, I haven't played it in a while. Breath of Fire 2, I think it's fourth time I played the game because I just love Breath of Fire 2 so much. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Not only one of my favorite Breath of Fire games, and that game is so good that I will never be tired of playing it. I will play the game for the rest of my life, here and there. I mean, I already finished it with the best ending. I really don't want to get like the sad ending because I know that it's heartbreaking, and well, we'll see. Um, I've been playing quite a while. I think I don't remember the number of hours, but for all of you who play the game, I just recaptured Patsy. So I finished Semaphore and going back in order to um, prove Bo's innocence, basically. I'm still quite at the beginning of the game. Not really, but yeah, I haven't played so much, but it's just a phenomenal game. I mean, all the aspect of the story, the music, the gameplay, everything. I mean, I really love Breath of Fire 2. And Breath of Fire 1, I haven't played the game in a long while, actually. And I was surprised to how good it was. And I mean, it's it's kind of like your typical first game of a series. So it's kind of like uh, not really wonky or choppy compared to the others, but it's the first one. I mean, Dragon Quest One, it's not as good as others, for example. Even though I love it, maybe it's not the best of examples, but it's all you always need a game that starts a series. That's the starting point of Breath of Fire, but still, like the combat system, it's not as good as others, for example, but it's combat in Breath of Fire 2 is very similar. Maybe it's a bit more fluid, I don't know, but I don't see why. I heard at least some people said that this game is just mediocre. Probably it's just critics, and we all know how critics really understand about games. But yeah, for its time, I think it's a really good game actually, and I always loved it. I mean, but I'm such a Breath of Fire fanboy that of course I'm gonna love all the games. I even love Dragon Quarter, so which is a great game. But yeah, I didn't enjoy that, and I remember that the thing that actually triggered me to replaying Breath of Fire 1 was that I don't know how, but I randomly ended up watching videos on YouTube on the victory theme of Breath of Fire 1 because I didn't remember. I was listening to some Breath of Fire music and thought, well, this is actually a really nice theme. It's kind of catchy. It's really, really nice. Let's play the game for hearing the theme while playing. And there I start playing and playing and playing. So I think I played like 10 hours or something. And then I start playing Breath of Fire 2 again. And then I stopped playing both of them, actually, because all my attention on the Game Boy Advance had been diverted to another RPG that this is like the fifth attempt to playing this for a reason. It's not that I don't like it. That it's Final Fantasy V. As you can see, I'm just playing it right now on my DS. Um, the thing is, as I said, I tried to play this game 5 or 4 times, something like that. Not because it's hard, not because I don't like it, because I love this game. I love Final Fantasy V. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. I mean, my favorite will always be 6, followed by 9, but then I'm always undecided between 4 and 5. This is how much I love the game. And it's the thing that always makes me think I really should play Dimensions. I'm really curious about that game. I love the job system in Final Fantasy V. That's the main reason to play it, of course. Because the story it's not that bad in a way, but it's not as good as 4 and 6. It's not the main focus of the game as well. So I've been trying to play this game in a while because um, my Game Boy Advance cartridge is defective. It's not working properly, and every time I turn off the DS, it erases my files. So every time I turn on again, I have to start the game all over again. And after 3 times that it happened the first time, I was really pissed off to say, "Oh yeah, you want to play like that?" So I kept the DS on for until I reached the 99 hours or something, and I was almost at the end of the second world. Then I needed to turn it off because I wanted to play something else. I say, "Well, fuck this! I will play this another time." So I'm turning on, but I lost my file, um, and I haven't played it since. But a couple of days ago, because I've been playing this for 3 days or something like that. It's not a lot, but I've been playing quite a while. And even though this says I've been playing for like almost like 49 hours and 25 minutes, I think I've been playing for 9 hours or 10 max. So not as much, but I'm already into the second world, and so I love it. And I'm doing a better job, I think, this time because I'm using the jobs better. The thing is, like a couple of days ago, I was um, coming back home from the gym, I listened to some music, and on my iPod, I was listening to the music with the shuffle, and all of a sudden, there was the Lenna's theme from Final Fantasy V, and I love the soundtrack of this game, and particularly that theme, which is very sweet, very beautiful and relaxing. So, oh, it's been a while since I played Final Fantasy V. I really want to play it again. So once it was at home, I turned off my Game Boy Advance card of Final Fantasy V and said, I remember the thing of that it erases my files. So I've kept it on for 49 hours and 26 minutes now. And been playing since in a couple of days, and I love it. I mean, I really like this game. I'm really happy with the job system that I'm using, the jobs that have been given to my party members, and it's working very well. I almost very confident by saying I will really like to try to finish the game. There's still a lot of things to do, um, but because it's kind of a long game. I'm not at the same spot that I was the last time, but I would really like to finish the game because I really like it. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy. I don't see why I shouldn't finish it. It's a really good game. If you haven't played Final Fantasy V, by the way, definitely try it because to me it's one of the best you can get, and further proof that the Super Nintendo age of Final Fantasy was the golden age of the series. And again, I should really play Dimensions because from what I heard, it's basically Final Fantasy V on steroids. So I'm really curious about it. But the thing it's on iOS and Android and stuff like that. Uh, I, I I have no problems playing game on my phones because I've been playing the Dragon Quest games on it. I played them bit one, and I was playing two until kind of a month ago or something. Then I stopped playing because there's so many games, other games I want to play, and also because just staying there with my phone after a while, I'm like, oh, I wish I was playing on a console or something. It's not to criticize phone games like iOS and Android, not at all. I mean, I'm not so. If it's not on console or something, it's not worth the title of the game. And not like that. It's simply that I'm not used to it very much yet. Because, as I said, I was playing Dragon Quest 2. I was really enjoying it. It works really good. It works perfectly on that. Never tried the other versions of Dragon Quest 2, so but it was fantastic. But I kind of ditched it because I was playing like Jeanne d'Arc and Breath of Fire other games. So. And finally, let's move on to the main event. The game I've been playing 90% of my time before I started Final Fantasy V again. Yeah, it managed to distract me for an entire day from this game. Celceta. Ys Memories of Celceta. Naturally. I mean, I bought the PSP basically to play this game. Not really, because when I made my sort of angry video on Sega, I said that the two games um, that I wanted for the Vita, not the PSP, for the Vita, were Celceta and Phantasy Star Nova. But Phantasy Star Nova, of course, as we know, is not coming to the West, at least now, thanks to Sega. Idiots. The other Celceta, I really wanted to play this game because I missed the entire part 4 of the Ys series because Dawn of Ys and Mask of the Sun are not available in the West, officially at least. And I really want to play those games now. Really want, especially playing Celceta because I almost finished the game. I've got like 99% of the map, and I don't know how that is relevant to the story, but I'm pretty far. I think I'm 18 hours into the game, and these games are not that long. It took me like 23 to 25 because I grind a lot at the end to beat Ys 7. So I think it should be almost there. Um, but this game is phenomenal. I mean, I wasn't expecting to like this much. I mean, I will do, of course, a full discussion on this, so I don't want to spoil too much, but let me say again, it's phenomenal. I having so much fun playing this game. It was worth buying the Vita for this. Let me say this loud and clear. It's worth having a Vita for this. This game, it's amazing. Of course, having the Vita, it's also because I can play all PS1 games, PSP games, not only for physical release. The PSN store, I look at it, there's so many games. Um, the possibilities are endless with the Vita. I'm really happy actually with my purchase. I also have another game, but I will show you in my pickups video. Already know what the next game I want to play as well. So the Vita will probably give me a lot of satisfaction as a gamer. So far, it's already giving me a lot of joy thanks to Ys. I mean, I didn't have any doubt that the game was good, but I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I can say it already. I mean, it's not a spoiler for my future discussion, but this is my favorite modern Ys game so far. It's because up until now was E7. I prefer this genre to Felghana's one, but I will be more clear in my future discussion video. I don't want to talk about this so too much now because then I'm not no point in making a video. But yeah, up until yesterday, basically, I was just playing Celceta. Then I started to play Final Fantasy V for pure curiosity. I keep playing and playing because that job system, it's so addictive. Um, Making all this combination, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm playing great games, I think, but Celceta, it's the main focus. I played some this morning, and as I said, I'm pretty close to the end, I think, but I haven't touched, for example, any side quests at the moment. I only following the main story. Then I will play the quests with the other and focusing like on other characters, even though I play a lot with others. I really like the cast of characters. And again, I'm one of those who actually don't mind playing as other characters as and not only as Adol. Even though I love Adol naturally. But this game is so good. It's so good. And as you can see, I don't have the Silver Anniversary Edition, but it was too expensive. I'll tell you more in my future discussion video on Ys Memories of Celceta. Let me just tell you again that it's fantastic. I love this game so much. And yes, that's it. I think there's nothing else, but that's what I've been playing the last uh, 2 months, I think. Not 2 months, like month and a half after I finished um, Fate Extra, which was the last game that I finished. I think it was in the middle of January or something. That was a great game, by the way. Watch my discussion video if you haven't, and if you don't know what Fate Extra is, because that is a very interesting game, by the way. Highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, mainly PSP, Game Boy Advance, Final Fantasy V, and Ys Celceta. These what I've been doing. Hope you guys was interested in this. I think it was pretty curious to see what was going on here, and that's the reason why I haven't made any new video. I've been working a lot on this on a limited amount of time too. So, anyways, guys, like always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and take care.